Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Rethink with Rudiano. This is a late one. This is an impromptu one because time is eluding me. So I never can do what I think I'm gonna do. So I thought, let me just jump in today because normally I jump on the Wednesday. So let's go Wednesday live. And today I thought I would talk a little bit. I don't think I'm going to stay long because I've got an appointment later on. I'm going to talk a little bit about this paradigm shift that is happening right now. AI, the big bad wolf that makes things really interesting at the minute. We're very divided about it. On one hand, you have people who are completely fascinated by it, who want to embrace it, and then on the other hand, you have people who are completely against it, scared of it, and just don't want to have anything to do with it. And then you've got people like me in the middle, fascinated, but at the same time a bit worried, not quite sure what's going to happen, but still wanting to make a go of it, see where it leads us. So yeah, I think to talk to the ones that are on the other side and don't want it to happen at all. I mean, I understand your fears, but if there's something that I've learned is that if there is a viable commercial value in any technology advancement, we can say what we want. The technology will win out in the end. The commercial interests are going to take over. And I mean, you could fight against it. I don't know how long it will take. It's only a matter of time. You could slow it down, maybe, but I think that's if you engage in that battle, it's a losing battle, in my opinion. But looking back, I mean, we don't like change. That's that's a matter of life. It's an observation of life. We don't like it because if we get to a situation where we figured it out, you know more or less, and then now there's a new set of circumstances and we're forced to start from scratch again and try and figure that one out. So of course it's not very it's not something that we relish, but at the same time we need change. If there's no change, like for example, in the natural world, say a lake, when the water is stagnant, doesn't run, just stays there stale, oxygen doesn't circulate. At one point, the everything that is in the lake is gonna be dead because there's not enough circulation of oxygen, there's no activity. So yeah, it's not a very good thing. Life needs change. If something is not changing, it's either dead or dying. I mean, for example, our bodies as well, although they look the same, well, apart from the fact that we age, but our cells are renewed. We don't realize it, but they're replaced all the time. We're not exactly the same all the time. We change on a cellular level, and of course on an emotional, physical, spiritual plane as well. We change depending on the experience that we go through. But if we don't go through anything and our life is stale, stagnant, nothing's happening, even if we were alive, in our mind as well, we're like, start dying a little bit. We need the change, but of course, we would prefer that the change is one that we want. I understand that. Unfortunately, change doesn't happen like that. Change normally comes unannounced and in a form that we not always anticipate, like this AI thing. Now, in my a quarter of century in the world of works, I've seen a few changes. Can't remember all of them, but the one that's stuck to my mind is, well, the internet. Although I didn't live in a world prior the internet, job wise, I saw the internet come to come to the world as I was studying and I was in school. So I do remember in high school there wasn't any talk of internet. There was talk of intranet, and then after that it was like, oh, the internet. Then the internet came onto our phones, and I remember on when that started, the internet on your phones was so basic. I don't think there was any images. It was taking long. I think we called it WAP. Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, so there was that. So the internet was just what you used in your job, but on your phone it was like, yeah, a little bit, but meh, not quite there yet. And then social media happened. And what did that do to the job world? Well, I know you can be a social media manager now, all on your phone. Well, not exactly on your phone. If you wanted to, I guess, depending on who you work for. But yeah, a completely different paradigm. And then now we've got AI. And it's very new, but it's changing at a pace that is breakneck speed. It's scary the way it goes so fast. I still remember the first time I used DALI, which is I think it's OpenAI that came up with that. Just a generative image kind of thing. You could create images with your prompts, and it was revolutionary. But at the time, compared to what we can do now, it was rubbish. It was difficult to come up with something that was good looking. And then after that, there was Mid Journey, and then Ideogram, and all sorts of other apps. And it's like, wow, even Grok is doing it as well now, and it's improving very rapidly. And of course, now I haven't touched on that one yet. I haven't experimented with that one yet, but the AI agents. So now not only can we generate images, generate text, or use generative AI as a search engine, because apparently people of my generation, that's what we do. We've replaced Google. We just ask Chat GPT or Gemini or whoever we use, whichever we use, and then the younger generation after me or before me, is it? No, after me, is asking for life advice, and then the generation after that is asking for everything. Like, how can I text this friend of mine to say that I'm not coming to their party? There you go. But it is now ubiquitous. It's now everywhere. It's everywhere. And of course, it's going to be in our jobs. And of course, people have started to lay off their staff because they're thinking, we're gonna have to leverage AI. We can do so much more with AI, and we don't have to pay that much for AI. So, bottom line, the it makes more sense to uh, to use AI and not humans. Now, I was chatting with a friend that is in software development, and he was saying that because in his firm, and you probably relate to that, in a lot of in the tech industry, they are laying off a lot of uh, tech people to replace them with AI. Now, yeah, that's scary, and on an individual uh, basis, that is not something that we want. However, this is what I think, and this is what my friend thinks as well. Actually, I'm thinking that because he said that, I was like, it is true. I've seen it in my case. And we're very scared that AI is going to be smarter than us. But I'm not sure it's going to happen. And if it will happen, we're not there yet. Like, it's true that with AI we can code with AI. I mean, you don't have to code to create a website, create all sorts of things that you would normally uh, require a coder, a software developer. Now, AI agents can do that for you. However, when there is a problem with the code or anything that is not quite working out, if you don't have the required knowledge to fix it and you rely on AI to do that for you, I think you run into problems. And I think invariably that is going to happen. And when that happens, that's going to slow people down, slow firms down, create more problems than AI is actually uh, helping to solve. And then they're gonna say, actually, we still need a supervisor. We need a human supervisor in case things break down. Because I'm sorry, with technology, things always go wrong. They don't have to go wrong a lot, but they always do at some point. All technology. Don't know why, but that's the way it is. I see, for example, uh, in my line of work, for example, I can get an order on my phone, and then for some reason it just doesn't let me accept the order. It's none of my fault. It's just some glitch. So then I have to reset the app or switch off, switch on again. That old IT solution thing, or put it to the AI world. Sometimes I will question ChatGPT or Gemini. Say I'm writing something, and I'm asking him to edit, to clarify, to make it more fluid, and then it comes up with something, and I say something like, "Yeah, but I want you to include such and such thing." And I say, "Oh, apologies," and then it does the same thing, still missing out what I've said to do. And it's like, you're supposed to be smart. What is going on? When I write short stories, for example, I ask it to to edit, to clarify. I say I've got a specific prompt that I'm saying now. I'm saying, please correct for fluidity and clarity, but keep the style as close as possible to the original. So I write the things and I let it do run the thing. And sometimes why it gives me another the corrected version. I'm like, huh, okay, I like this. Why don't we uh why don't we do that instead and incorporate that? I try to use it as if I'm talking to someone would understand what I mean. But for some reason Gemini doesn't. And then he sometimes comes up with something. I'm like, that's not what I asked you to do. Oh man. So maybe one day we'll be super smart and we won't have that problem. But I'm still thinking that this is what is going to happen. Two things I'm going to say. First of all, so they're going to lay off all those people. And then after a while, they realize that they need somebody to supervise, to correct when things go wrong. So they're going to turn back to hire some more people. I'm thinking. I might be wrong, but I'm thinking. Now, does that mean that everybody that's gonna be laid off because of AI are going to be taken back? No, I think they're always going to be trying to get the most out of their employees. So they'll take a minimum amount of employees so that they can leverage that and have as much output as possible. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. So that's one. But two, I'm thinking as well, because of this technology now that is doing the legwork for us. I mean, from what I heard, you can set an AI agent to perform a task for you, but not just a menial task, isolated task. You can give it a mission. Now, I can't give you an example because I haven't done it. I'm imagining that is, for example, let's say I'm a blogger. So I could I'm guessing, take an AI agent and say, brainstorm this specific subject. Say, the Gordian knot. Research this, give me a summary of what it means. Then, uh, I don't know, write a blog post of 1,000 words explaining how to apply that to a creative job. For example, I'm thinking that's possible to do that. So imagine that. You give him that mission, you go and you go play, you go swimming, you go playing badminton, you go to the gym, you go to see friends, then you come back and it's all ready for you. And you just have to give it the once over, post it, done. So what I mean is that this world that is open up to us is an exciting one. You can have an idea and just let somebody some AI to make the idea reality. So really, this is what I'm thinking. The way things are going, we are coming into a world of ideas. Ideas will be king. Creativity will be the number one ability. I'm thinking. I might be completely wrong because, to be honest, I'm very often wrong because I'm idealistic. And you have to think of the monetary aspect of thing as well, because sometimes, you know, capitalism, monetization tends to kind of throw the spanner in the works, and where a world could be very well built, then the monetization thing just kind of not worsens it, but makes it not as good as it could be. what comes to mind is, for example, this subscription model that is everywhere now. It was a good idea. It was a good idea. You break it down, you break down the price so it's spread out throughout the year, and also because it's not so much per month, you know, you you can gain more customers and they pay you for a long time. Going past the value of what you're providing. Because say instead, let's say a subscription to, I don't know, to Netflix. So you pay 12.99 every month. That's a lot in a year. That's even more in 2 years or 3 years. By which point you have already paid, I don't know how many times over the actual value of Netflix, of your subscription, I'm guessing. So yeah, great business model. Problem is everybody is jumping on the bandwagon, and at the end of your month, you've got no money because everything's gone to subscriptions. Anyway, but yeah, I really believe that this paradigm shift that we're seeing is what really creative have been waiting for. Imagine that. Because the thing is, generative AI is not smart enough yet to come up with things that are truly groundbreaking in the sense of, see, an idea for a business, okay? A business is what? It's a solution to a problem. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure that AI is now, able to articulate a problem, find a problem, articulate it, and help you find a solution to it. I'm not sure it can do that yet. I think you really need to go through your own human experience to see the depth and breadth of a problem, to understand that problem, and to come up with a solution. AI is going to help you tweak that. But if you don't have the idea to start with, the experience of the problem and the idea to, oh, I think, what if we do this to to help with that problem? If you don't have that idea, AI is useless to you. You're going to ask him to help you with coming up with ideas. All it's going to be able to do is regurgitate things that have already been done and maybe put it to a new source kind of thing. You're not going to come up with groundbreaking stuff that way yet. So it's the idea. If you have the idea, and it's the same with my short stories. I create short stories, but I think I did try at one point. Now, at the beginning, I was like, let me try this. So I kind of brainstormed a few ideas, but really basic, and asked AI to flesh it out for me. Eh, it's okay, but it's kind of robotic, it's kind of tasteless, it's kind of generic, and it's got its own patterns. AI has its own patterns. In fact, there's some words, if you're using AI, that betray that you've been using AI. AI likes delve in, dive in, and words like that. Tapestry loves that. What else? Remember, and also it doesn't like the first person. It doesn't like to say I. It doesn't like to say we. It's all you, it, second, third person. narratives. Can't do I, can't do we. Ugh. So yeah, so in contrast, when I have an idea, possibly because I've got a fertile imagination, I can flesh it out and I can add elements to it and I can make it so much better than AI could at the minute. And it resonates with me because I incorporate things that are from the real world, from my inner world or the outer world, whereas AI can only do generic things, bland things. It will sound very articulate, but it will still be stale at the minute. So yeah, this is my conclusion. Really, we are very scared, and yes, we are scared for a reason because things could go wrong. Because at one we've got on one side a race towards AI and general AI or super intelligent AI or whatever they call it, and then on the other side you've got people being laid off because of AI, and it's a scary world. But I'm thinking that this is also a new world that is coming where creativity is going to be the key to a lot of things. We're going to be doing new stuff. We're going to be using our ideas in a way that is going to revolutionize the world. I'm thinking in my idealistic brain. But this is what I'm trying to do anyway. Trying to figure out how to lean, lean on this and surf that wave. So yeah, how am I doing that at the minute? Well, I'm doing short stories. Thanks to AI, now I can brainstorm, I can research, and it can edit my work. So I can put out something uh, that is in my mind quite decent very quickly. It would take me weeks. Now, even though my time is very fractured, but I can come up with stuff very easily, well, days. And then, of course, because I am a bit of a perfectionist, a little bit, I will give it the once over and think about it again, see if I can add a layer, add something, change the voice a bit. But really, if I wanted to be done with it, I'd be able to do a short story like right now in 30 minutes. Boom, pa 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 pa, boom, done. But it's all about the idea. So yeah, I'm gonna end on that. Don't be too scared. Just try to think of right. Okay, let us dream for a minute. If we could dream up something right now that we could do, that AI could make reality, what could it be? And try to plan out how we would go about it. I don't know. For me, for example, at the minute is what if I could be a one-man industry? What if I could be an author, a singer-songwriter, a music producer, a choreographer, a dancer? What else? A polyglot? Uh, yeah, I already do a little bit of all that, but what if I could be okay, a record label, all at the same time. Well, obviously, in the old days, I would need a team to do that. What if I can do that without a team? Or my team is just AI agent. Why not? Let's see. Let's see. And of course, I don't want to replace humans, but if at one point I start to generate enough money to take in people on, I will. Of course I will. Because it's much better with people. We're not going to be, one man industries and be lonely. We need to have people to bounce off ideas from and to have social stuff with and to be happy to enjoy the success. You can't do that on your own. That's boring. So yeah, that's my conclusion. Thank you for staying thus far, and I hope you have a good day or a good night, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. Rethink, redefine, rise. I got that wrong. It's reflect, redefine, rise. Ciao.